Shalom, this is Karma Kapash and GMS London, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kodash. Double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and honors that to the brethren on the highways and byways, teaching the truth in all sincerity. Okay, just article. Okay, topic or title of the lesson is going to be Esau staying true to his blessing. Okay, and like I said, it's inspired by this article, which is from Global Research, website called Global Research, and it states here by this investigation that they did, or someone had done. It says the US has killed more than 20 million people in 37 victim nations since World War II. Okay, us brothers that are in the truth, we know Esau has been blessed with the sword, man, and there isn't a greater killer out there than the so-called white man, who is biblically known as the nation of Edom. Okay, Edom, Esau, right? Now, this is just a small drop in the ocean, really, to how many murders or deaths the so-called white man is responsible for. But even just in this article, you'll come to see that the so-called white man's got a lot of blood on his hands, man. Okay, but it's all down to his blessing, man, because he is biblically and spiritually Esau in the scriptures, man. Okay, and he was blessed with that sword. But I'm going to read parts of this article, and I'm going to bring some scriptures out just to show you that you so-called white people are the nation of Edom. Okay, that is mentioned in the scriptures, man. Okay, and that you're very in tune with your blessing that was given unto you, man, by our father, okay, Jacob, Isaac, right? Okay. I'm gonna skip the first bit because this, it's not so important. I'm gonna read from here. It says this theme is developed in this report, which contains an estimated numbers of such deaths in 37 nations, as well as brief explanations of why the US is considered culpable. Okay. Actually, I had a scripture concerning this. Okay, it speaks about the war on terrorism. Right, I'll brief this, right, from September 11, 2001, from the inside job of the Twin Towers attack. Okay, since then, these people have been calling out for justice and declared the war on terrorism, right? Okay, so there's a big motive to go out to these other nations or these groups and bomb the hell out of them, basically, right? Under the war of terrorism, right? It says, but we must continue our efforts to develop understanding and compassion in the world. Hopefully this article will assist in doing that by addressing the question, how many September 11th has the United States caused in other nations since World War II? Okay, so the backlash from America and their allies is disproportionate, okay, to what actually happened there in America, man. And that goes into the scripture of Cain, right? Let me grab it. Genesis chapter 4 verse 15, right? I'm gonna read from the 13th verse. The Lord cursed Cain, right, for killing his brother Abel. So then Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. Okay, so a vagabond is a wanderer, man. A fugitive is, someone on the run from judgment. Okay, and the so-called white man is still trying to escape his judgment. The Lord hasn't judged him yet. Okay, because his ultimate judgment is to be destroyed. Okay, which trickles down, which that curse is passed down spiritually unto the nation of Edom. Okay, you so-called white people. Okay, his latter end is to be fully destroyed off the face of the earth. Okay, so you've done your very best while you've been in rulership to escape your judgment. Okay, by trying to pretend that God don't exist, and if he did, that you got you put yourself in a position to defeat God. Okay, which is utterly ridiculous. Right, but anyway, it says, I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And the Lord said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any find him should kill him. Okay, so what generally tends to happen, man, if you do anything to Esau, okay, because like I said, spiritually, this is who Esau represents, Cain. Okay, when you do something to the so-called white man, his wrath is great. Okay, and the deaths that result in that are far, far greater than what he experienced, man. Okay, so that's why, these attacks happened on 9/11. Okay, and how they responded, okay, to the attackers was to go into these nations and destroy pretty much anybody, anybody and everybody that he goes to invade, man. Innocents, regardless of their innocence or warriors or whatever, man. Okay, we all know it's an inside job, so we know this is just a what do I call that, man? Kind of smokes and mirrors, man. Okay, chasing after ghosts. Okay, but they've done so much destruction and death from that event. Okay, and this article goes into other events besides that. Okay, but the response of Esau is disproportionate to what has undergone him, man. Okay, and that's biblical, right? Because he's in rulership right now. Right? It says the cause of these wars are complex. It says in some instances, nations other than the US may have been responsible for more deaths, but under the ban of Esau still. Okay, but if the involvement of our nation appeared to have been a necessary cause of war or conflict, it was considered irresponsible for the deaths in it. In other words, they probably would have not taken place if the US had not used heavy hand in its power. The military and economic power of the United States was crucial. Okay. So this study reveals that US military forces were directly responsible for about 10 to 15 million deaths during the Korean and Vietnam Wars and 2 Iraq Wars. The Korean War also includes Chinese deaths, while the Vietnamese War also includes fatalities in Cambodia and Laos. Right? So the American public probably is not aware of these numbers and knows even less about the proxy wars which the United States is also responsible. In the latter wars, there were between 9 and 14 million deaths in Afghanistan, Angola, Democratic Republic of the Congo, East Timor, Guatemala, Indonesia, Pakistan, and Sudan. It says, but the victims are not just from big nations or one part of the world. The remaining deaths were in smaller ones, which constitute over half the total of number of nations. Virtually all parts of the world have been the target of US intervention. Okay, like I said, disproportionate. When Esau goes to destroy somebody, man, it's disproportionate, man. Okay, and he goes around the whole world, basically oppressing the people, man, destroying the people. Okay. Now, get back to some scriptures. Oh, but let me get this first. Revelation chapter 6 verse 4, right? Because Esau, because Edom means red, right? And this red horse that is mentioned in Revelation chapter 6 verse 4 represents him, represents Esau. Okay, which represents you so-called white people. Right? It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Okay, and under the so-called rulership of the so-called white man, that is exactly what is happening right now. Peace is being taken from the earth. War is a business for them, man, and a means to an end, because that is their blessing. It's like I ain't even got that yet, but I'm gonna grab that next scripture about his blessing. Okay, but he takes peace from the earth, man. He doesn't leave no place to rule under his own sovereignty, man. He has to intervene and make up excuses why he has to be in certain places, why he's destroying this and killing these people and all this kind of stuff, taking their resources. You know, there is no peace on the earth in his rulership, man. He is a warmonger. Right? So then that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. Okay? That great sword is his nukes, his ammunitions, man. He has a great army. Okay, it's well known that, or well renowned, that America has the greatest army on the face of the earth. So they say. Okay, but the world knows it to be true. They spend more money on the military than the top 10 nations combined. Okay, they have a large amount of resources in terms of death and destruction, man. Okay, but let me go back to the blessing that I spoke about. Right, because Esau was blessed with a sword. Alright, this is Genesis chapter 27 verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing? My father blessed me even also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. Okay, meaning he was going to gain dominion over the earth at some point, because he already gave that blessing to Jacob. Basically, he gave him the kingdom that was promised unto his seed. Okay, that was then passed on to Jacob, okay, who was the inheritor of the kingdom of heaven. Okay, the dominion that's gonna, you know, be forever and ever. Okay, but Esau can't receive the same blessing. So this is the consolation prize, the consolation that Esau got, the runners up, man. Okay, just to give him something. Okay, so he was gonna rule for at a certain point. Okay, i.e. Rome, Greece. Okay, they were his dominions. Okay, so then by thy sword shalt thou live, by the sword, by death. Okay, by violence, right? And shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Okay, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing where his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand, then I will slay my brother Jacob. And that is the reason why the so-called white man hates you so-called Negroes so much. Because you know, not just you Negroes, but the whole 12 tribes, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and our descendants scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. That's why Esau hates us so much, man. Okay, that's why he oppresses us so badly. Okay, because we're the children of God. Okay, we're the children of Israel that has received that blessing, man. And he's just left with a consolation prize, man. Okay, and everything that he does is wicked and evil in this place. Okay, but we're in the time of his rulership. Okay, we're in the time of our captivity under the so-called white man. Okay, under Esau. Okay, but he was blessed by the sword, and that's how he has gotten power. That's how he's gotten all his goods through you know, robbery, murder. Okay, with his violence, man. Okay, he came over to the New World, slaughtered the Native Americans, took over America. Okay, by deceit and, like I said, blood, violence. Okay, and that you know, goes throughout the whole world, man. He put your Negroes into slavery and cargo slave ships. Okay, and then there's a ton of list of things that he's done over the time, you know, showing his violence upon the earth, man. Okay, giving him all that he's got. Okay, he has a rich history in that of Esau, right? Okay, so that was his blessing, man. Okay, and all you're seeing today, or you know, this article was showing, is his violent nature, his bloody nature. Okay, that is why he's on top, because of his bloody nature, man. Okay,